What kind of creature dares to live where oxygen fades, winds scream, and the earth itself touches the sky? Welcome to Pakistan's high Himalayas, a world so cold, so raw, it feels like nature's final exam. Up here, mountains rise like frozen waves, clouds cling to peaks like silver scarves, and in the thin, breathless air, wings flash. Not just any wings, royal ones. Glinting bronze eagles, rainbow pheasants, bone-breaking vultures. Birds that laugh in the face of altitude and fly where even dreams run out of breath. Every morning begins with a battle cry. Golden eagles soaring over ice ridges, Himalayan griffins circling invisible thermals, monals turning sunlight into color. This is the roof of the world, and these are its kings and queens. Did you know the bearded vulture eats bones and actually digests them? Or that some mountain birds nest higher than helicopters can fly? Yeah, the Himalayas don't do ordinary. So buckle up. We're going above the clouds where feathers meet frost and every flight defies gravity itself. Ready to meet the true rulers of the high peaks? Let's start with the one who owns the wind, the golden eagle. Ever looked at a mountain peak and thought, nothing could live up there? The golden eagle would like a word. This bird doesn't just fly, it owns the sky. Massive wings stretch nearly 7 feet across, each beat cutting through air so thin, even sound struggles to breathe. Up here, there are no trees, no shelters, just ice, wind, and willpower. But for the golden eagle, that's home. Picture it, dawn over the Karakoram. The first rays hit a ridge of snow, and somewhere above it, a dark shape glides. Silent, steady, a living shadow with golden fire on its neck. He's hunting. Every slow turn of his wings is a calculation. Reading wind, scanning rock faces, searching for a snow hare or an unwary marmot below. One twitch of a feather, and then, boom. He folds his wings and drops like a spear through the clouds. No hesitation, no mercy. When he hits, it's over in seconds. Precision, power, perfection. Here's a fun fact. Golden eagles have vision 8 times sharper than ours. They can spot movement from over 2 miles away. While you're squinting to read a sign, this bird can read the heartbeat of a mouse on the next mountain. And get this, they mate for life. Every spring, the same pair rebuilds the same nest, adding new twigs each year until it becomes a fortress, sometimes weighing more than a human. That's not romance. That's commitment. Love, but with talons. Now, some herders in the north call them the wind's own child. They say when a golden eagle cries, storms follow, as if the sky listens to its emperor. Poetic? Maybe. But when you watch one soar through a blizzard without breaking rhythm, you start to believe it. So here's the debate. Is the golden eagle terrifying because it kills without fear, or magnificent because it flies without limits? Maybe it's both. A reminder that real power isn't loud, it's steady. If you had wings built for thin air and storms, would you still fly for food, or just for the thrill of knowing nothing could ever touch you? Ever wondered who cleans up after the Himalayas? Not the wind, not the snow. It's this guy, the Himalayan griffin vulture, the silent undertaker of the roof of the world. At first glance, he looks intimidating. A giant, pale bird with a wingspan wider than your car, a feathered ruff around his neck like a medieval knight, and eyes that seem to look right through you. But up close, there's no menace, just purpose. This bird doesn't hunt, doesn't kill. He waits, patient, cold, unshakable. Up in the thin blue air, he soars for hours, not flapping, just gliding, using invisible rivers of wind to stay aloft. Then with one tilt of his wings, he spirals down toward the inevitable. A fallen yak, a snow goat lost to the cliffs, a casualty of nature's quiet math. And where others see death, the griffin sees duty. Here's the thing most people don't realize. These vultures are the recyclers of the Himalayas. They stop disease, keep the ecosystem clean, and return life to the soil faster than any storm. Morbid? Maybe. Essential? Absolutely. Fun fact number 1. The Himalayan griffin can fly at over 9,000 meters. That's higher than most small planes. Their lungs are so efficient, they can breathe air that would make a human faint in seconds. Fun fact number 2. Their stomach acid is powerful enough to dissolve anthrax bacteria. Yes, anthrax. While we need hazmat suits, this bird just shrugs and says, lunch. But here's the twist. These sky giants are in trouble. Poisoned by contaminated carcasses, their numbers are dropping fast. And every vulture that disappears leaves a gap no one else can fill. Because up here, even death needs someone to carry the burden. So tell me, when you think of beauty, do you picture color, grace, and song, or quiet strength that turns death into balance? Because in the Himalayas, the true kings don't wear crowns. They just spread their wings and keep the mountain breathing. Ever heard of a bird that eats bones for breakfast? Yeah, meet the bearded vulture, or as the locals call it, the lammergeier, the mountain's most misunderstood genius, half myth, half monster, and 100% magnificent. Imagine a vulture that looks like it just walked out of an ancient legend. Rusty orange chest, long dagger-like wings, and a black beard hanging beneath eyes that burn crimson in the snowlight. It doesn't circle in chaos like other vultures. It glides, smooth, silent, deliberate, like a blade cutting through cold air. But here's the crazy part. It doesn't even eat flesh. Nope. It waits until the others are done, then swoops in for the leftovers. Bones. Long, dry, frozen bones. And instead of giving up, it does something genius. It grabs the bone in its talons, soars 100 meters into the air, and drops it onto rocks. Smash. Again and again, until the marrow spills out like liquid gold. Nature's version of cracking a safe. That's not savagery, that's science. Bearded vultures are one of the only animals in the world known to use tools. Ravens cheat, chimps improvise. But this bird? He invented aerial physics. Fun fact number 1. The orange tint on his feathers? He paints himself. Seriously. He bathes in red soil and iron oxide mud to give that fiery glow. Scientists still debate whether it's camouflage, dominance display, or pure vanity. Either way, he's the only bird wearing his own custom color palette. Fun fact number 2, he can digest bones completely, not just the marrow, the bone itself. His stomach acid is 12 times stronger than a human's. Forget knives. This bird eats calcium like candy. But here's the twist. For all his power, the lammergeier's flight is silent. You never hear him coming, just a shadow gliding across the snow and the soft crack of stone echoing through the valley. So tell me, is this bird a monster, a genius, or a philosopher with wings? Because maybe the bearded vulture isn't just feeding on death, he's recycling it into strength. You ever wonder what life looks like above the tree line, where nothing grows, the wind howls like it's angry, and the air cuts like glass? That's where the Himalayan snowcock lives. A bird so tough, it doesn't just survive the mountains, it belongs to them. At first sight, it doesn't look like much. Gray, brown, white streaks blending perfectly into the granite slopes. But that's the point. The snowcock is the mountain's camouflage come to life. You might hike past a whole family of them and never know, until one lets out that piercing whistle that ricochets off the cliffs like a warning shot. Picture this. It's dawn. The peaks are still blue with shadow, and the snowcock stands at the edge of a ridge, chest out, wind roaring around it, calling out across the valley. Not for show, not for song, just to say, still here. Because up here, presence is victory. When danger comes, a golden eagle overhead, a snow leopard below, the snowcock doesn't panic. It freezes, then sprints uphill on those sturdy legs, vanishing into rocks faster than most birds can take flight. Who needs wings when you've got mountain reflexes? Fun fact number 1. These birds live higher than almost any game bird on Earth, up to 5,500 meters. That's higher than Everest Base Camp. While we're gasping for breath, they're raising chicks in thin air like it's no big deal. Fun fact number 2. Their call actually helps mountaineers. Trekkers in the Karakoram say they can judge the weather by the pitch of the snowcock's cry. Low and heavy means storm coming, high and sharp means the skies will clear. Local legend says, when the snowcock laughs, the mountain breathes easy. But here's the twist. This bird isn't fierce, or flashy, or fast. It's humble, patient, and relentless. A reminder that survival isn't about strength, it's about belonging where others can't. So tell me, would you rather chase glory in the valleys, or earn respect where only silence and snow dare to stay? Ever seen color so bright it feels like the sun itself stopped to stare? That's the Himalayan Monal, the mountain's living rainbow, the bird that turned the Himalayas into its personal runway. Up here, where the air burns cold and the sky looks close enough to touch, the Monal appears like a dream breaking through fog. Metallic green head, blazing copper neck, sapphire wings, and a tail that glows like molten gold. You don't find this bird, it announces itself. At sunrise, the forest floor still wet with snowmelt. The Monal struts out from the pines. He digs into soft earth for roots and worms, each movement a shimmer of color, like light skipping off ice. Then he stops, turns slightly. That emerald crest catches the dawn, and suddenly the mountain doesn't feel so gray anymore. But behind all that glamour, a survivor's story. The Monal lives at altitudes where oxygen thins, snow covers food for months, and nights can drop below freezing. Yet even in that harshness, it thrives, a living defiance of winter. Fun fact number 1, the Himalayan Monal is Nepal's national bird, but also roams freely across northern Pakistan. Locals call it Danfi, the bird of spirit and color. It's said that when a Monal takes flight, it carries the soul of the mountain with it. Fun fact number 2, those dazzling colors aren't pigment, they're structural. Each feather acts like a prism, bending light into shifting hues. So depending on the angle, one bird can look green, purple, or bronze, as if it's constantly changing clothes mid-step. But here's the twist. While the male is a walking masterpiece, the female is soft brown, perfectly camouflaged. She guards the nest unseen, while he flashes his colors in the open. A partnership of beauty and invisibility. In the Himalayas, balance isn't just poetic, it's survival. So tell me, in a world this cold and cruel, would you rather blend in quietly or shine so bright the mountains remember your name? You ever seen a bird that treats gravity like it's optional? That's the yellow-billed chough, the fearless stunt flyer of the high Himalayas. Picture this, a line of jagged cliffs, the air so thin even sound feels tired. And suddenly, a black flash dives off the edge. Wings folded, spinning, looping, riding the updrafts like a roller coaster made of wind. That's not chaos, that's choreography. Because this bird doesn't just fly for food, it flies for fun. With its glossy black feathers and banana yellow bill, the chough looks like a crow who found religion in the sky. But unlike crows, it's not scavenging trash. It's snatching insects from midair and dancing through thermals like a professional daredevil. They even play in the snow, tumbling down slopes, flipping sticks to each other mid-flight, and stealing yak hair to line their nests. You can't make this up. The Himalayas have comedians. Fun fact number 1, these birds can survive at altitudes higher than 8,000 meters. That's the summit of Everest territory. They've been seen gliding right alongside climbers as if escorting humans out of their comfort zone. Fun fact number 2, their flight calls actually change with altitude. At lower levels, it's short and sharp, but higher up it stretches and softens. Scientists think it's to carry better in thin air. Basically, they've got a built-in mountain accent. But here's what's beautiful. They don't travel alone. Choughs live in tight-knit flocks, calling, laughing, swirling together like living smoke rings. One dives, the rest follow. It's chaos, sure, but it's joyful chaos. A reminder that even in a land of ice and stone, play still matters. So tell me, if you could dance with gravity like that, would you fly for survival? Or just for the thrill of laughing in the face of the storm? Ever met a bird that refuses to take life seriously, even at 20,000 feet? That's the alpine chough, the yellow-billed daredevil who treats the Himalayas like a playground. You'll hear them before you see them. A chorus of sharp cheeaw calls echoing across glaciers. Then from the mist, a black silhouette swoops down, twisting, rolling, racing its friends through the cold air. No fear, no hesitation, just pure joy at being alive where almost nothing else can be. If the yellow-billed chough is an acrobat, the alpine is a full-blown comedian. They steal food from climbers' backpacks, dive-bomb mountaineers for crumbs, and have been known to snatch shiny objects just to drop them off cliffs. Apparently for laughs. Imagine risking frostbite just to prank humans. That's commitment. Fun fact number 1. Alpine choughs are the highest breeding birds in the world. They build their nests on sheer cliffs above 6,000 meters, right where climbers gasp for breath. While we struggle with altitude sickness, they're feeding chicks like it's brunch time. Fun fact number 2, they're expert meteorologists. When the weather shifts, choughs descend, long before a snowstorm hits. Mountain guides actually watch their movements to predict incoming blizzards. Forget weather apps, just trust the birds. But here's what makes them incredible. For all their mischief, they're deeply loyal. They mate for life, and you'll often see pairs flying wing to wing through thin air like synchronized pilots. Playful? Absolutely. Pointless? Never. Because even fun can be survival. Now here's the twist. Alpine choughs have been spotted following climbers to the summit of Everest, circling the very top like guardians of the gods. Imagine reaching the highest point on Earth and realizing the birds beat you there. So what do you think? Are they jokers or the mountain's little philosophers, reminding us that even at the edge of the world, life's too short not to play? Ever seen a butterfly made of feathers dancing across a vertical cliff? That's the wall creeper, a bird so graceful, so unreal, it looks like a dream someone forgot to finish. At first you might miss it, just a speck on a sheer wall of granite. Then it moves, soft gray body clinging to the rock, and suddenly, flash. Those wings open, and the world changes color. Crimson, black, silver, a streak of fire against the mountain's cold face. It doesn't fly, it floats, flitting from crack to crevice, like a heartbeat pulsing against the stone. This isn't a mountain bird that endures, it adapts. While others soar or nest in valleys, the wall creeper lives on cliffs themselves. It feeds on insects hiding in rock fissures, hopping sideways like a mountaineer with wings. No fear, no hesitation. It just belongs there, as much a part of the wall as the ice itself. Fun fact number 1, the wall creeper has a heart rate that slows dramatically mid-flight, allowing it to hover and change direction instantly, like a hummingbird built for altitude. Scientists still study its wing design to understand how it maneuvers in such thin air. Fun fact number 2, in some Himalayan villages, people believe the wall creeper carries luck. If it lands near your home in winter, they say your year will be calm and prosperous, because even the mountains trust the wall creeper to find safety in chaos. But here's the twist. It doesn't sing loud, it doesn't fight hard, it just moves beautifully. A silent rhythm painted against impossible cliffs. And somehow that's enough. So tell me, would you rather conquer the mountain or learn to dance with it like this tiny red-winged ghost? Because maybe in a world full of noise, grace is its own kind of power. Ever think of pigeons as city birds, gray, noisy, eating crumbs by traffic lights? Then you've never met their royal cousin, the snow pigeon. Forget sidewalks. This one walks the clouds. Up here, where cliffs slice the sky and snow never melts, the snow pigeon flutters quietly between the rocks, soft gray wings tipped with white, and a calmness that feels almost sacred. While the eagles rule with power, this bird rules with peace. It moves in small flocks, gliding low across valleys like whispers between mountains. They feed on tiny alpine seeds and moss, nibbling life out of what looks like pure stone. And when a storm rolls in, They tuck themselves under ledges, shoulder to shoulder, a huddle of warmth in a world built for frost. Fun fact number 1, these pigeons are true architects. They build nests deep inside cliff crevices, sometimes so hidden that climbers camped nearby never know they're sharing a ledge with a family of them. They've turned survival into stealth. Fun fact number 2, their flight pattern is unique. A slow, graceful wave that saves energy in thin air. While most birds struggle at high altitude, snow pigeons just drift, as if the wind itself was designed to carry them. But the real beauty? It's not just how they survive, it's how they live together. They're social, gentle, endlessly loyal. When one flies, the others follow. When one is lost, the flock circles back. In a land where solitude is the norm, they choose unity. Here's the twist. In many Himalayan cultures, snow pigeons are considered symbols of purity and protection. Monks carve their likeness on temple walls, believing their flight bridges the world of snow and spirit. So tell me, in a world obsessed with power and flight, isn't there something just as majestic about the quiet art of staying close and surviving together? Ever heard a song so gentle it makes the mountains stop and listen? That's the rufous-breasted accentor. Small, warm-colored, and utterly fearless of silence. While the wind screams over glaciers and cliffs, this tiny bird hops along the snowline, a speck of rust and gray against a white infinity. It's not chasing glory or survival drama. It's just living. A soft voice in a world that forgot how to be soft. At dawn, when the frost still clings to the grass, the accentor starts to sing. Not loud, not desperate, just steady, like a conversation between the bird and the sun. You'd think a creature this small would hide, but no. It stands right there on a rock, chest puffed, rufous feathers glowing like embers in the cold. A quiet declaration, I'm still here. Fun fact number 1, the rufous-breasted accentor actually thrives in the cold. It has a faster metabolism than most small birds, burning energy so quickly that it can stay active while others huddle and wait for warmth. Think of it as nature's tiny furnace with wings. Fun fact number 2, this bird changes its social rules with the weather. In summer, it's territorial. No one's allowed near its nest. But in winter, it joins mixed flocks with other species, sharing food and safety. It knows when to fight alone and when to survive together. But here's the twist. You'll rarely see it fly high or far. It doesn't need to. It owns the quiet ground, the frozen meadow, the in-between spaces everyone else forgets. It's not built for spectacle. It's built for peace. So here's a thought. Maybe the real courage isn't soaring above storms, but singing beneath them. Because in the kingdom of peaks and thunder, the rufous-breasted accentor reminds us that even the smallest voice can warm the snow. Ever seen something so elegant it feels out of place in the wild? That's the Kalij pheasant, a bird that walks through the Himalayan undergrowth like it's gliding down a red carpet. Step into the mid-mountain forests, where mist hangs low, pine needles shimmer, and sunlight breaks through in silver spears. That's where the Kalij reigns. He's no flashy show-off like the Himalayan Monal up high, but there's a quiet nobility in his black and silver plumage, each feather polished like armor forged from moonlight. His red face patch flashes through the fog, a single spark in the shadows. He moves carefully, not shy, not bold, just aware of everything. Every crunch of a leaf, every whisper of wind. When danger comes, he melts into the forest floor so smoothly, it's like he was never there. That's not fear, that's experience. He's lived long enough to know when to be loud and when to vanish. Fun fact number 1, the Kalij pheasant is one of the most adaptive mountain birds. From the snowy oak forests of Gilgit to the warmer foothills of Azad Kashmir, it changes its diet, its routine, even its behavior to match the season. Flexible, calm, and endlessly clever. Basically the Zen master of the Himalayas. Fun fact number 2, during courtship, the male performs a mirror dance. He circles the female, fanning his tail and puffing his chest, not aggressively, but gracefully, like he's saying, I could fight, but I'd rather charm. It's nature's most polite love story. But here's the twist. While the male steals the spotlight, the female's the real strategist. Her feathers are soft brown, blending perfectly into leaf litter. She's the unseen protector, the calm beneath all that male drama. So tell me, in a world obsessed with standing out, isn't there something royal about mastering the art of blending in? Because the Kalaj pheasant doesn't need applause. The forest already bows in silence when he walks by. Ever hiked through a Himalayan forest and heard that soft, rhythmic tuck-tuck-tuck echoing through the fog? That's not a lost mountaineer. That's the brown bear-headed woodpecker, the heartbeat of the hills. This bird is small, quiet, and ridiculously focused. You'll find it clinging to a pine trunk, head cocked, eyes sharp, and then tap, 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 precise, deliberate, musical. It's not just making noise, it's sending messages to rivals, to mates, to the forest itself. Every knock means something. It's Morse code for survival. Its look, surprisingly chill. Warm brown head, streaked back, white underparts dusted like wood ash. It's got the calm energy of a craftsman. No rush, no panic, just steady work, one tree at a time. Fun fact number one, woodpeckers like this one can hammer up to 20 times per second without giving themselves a concussion. Their skulls act like shock absorbers, and their tongues wrap around their heads, literally, to cushion each hit. Basically, they come with built-in safety helmets. Fun fact number two, they're not just drummers, they're engineers. Each cavity they carve becomes a future nest for other species. Tits, nuthatches, even small owls. When they move on, the forest moves in. A single woodpecker can shape an entire ecosystem. Talk about leaving your mark. But here's the twist. The brown bear-headed woodpecker doesn't shout for attention. You won't see bright colors or dramatic displays. It thrives on patience, carving out rhythm in a world that never stops moving. Every knock, every hollow is a reminder that persistence builds shelter. Literally. So tell me, if you could create something that would outlast you, would you do it loud or quietly, one tap at a time? Because in the Himalayan mist, this little drummer proves that greatness doesn't always echo. Sometimes it just hums through the trees. Ever heard a sound that feels like the mountain itself is calling your name? That deep, echoing pew-pew-pew rolling through the mist? That's the Great Barbet, the megaphone of the mid-Himalayas. You don't see him right away. He hides behind leaves, a flash of green, blue, and chestnut somewhere above. But when he calls, the whole valley listens. It's not a song, it's a statement. A low, rhythmic cry that cuts through fog, rain, and distance, as if he's reminding the forest. Hey, I'm still here. He's a big guy, largest of all Asian barbets. Chunky beak, emerald back, and that yellow-streaked head that gleams when the light hits just right. You might mistake him for a parrot at first glance, but then he moves. Slow, deliberate, confident. This bird's not flashy, he's steady. Picture this, monsoon mist swirling through pine trunks, and that voice rolling down the valley like thunder wrapped in honey. That's the sound of the forest waking up. Fun fact number one, the Great Barbet's call can carry for nearly 2 kilometers. In a place where valleys swallow sound, he's nature's built-in loudspeaker. Fun fact number two, he's a fruit junkie. Figs, berries, wild apricots. He eats them all, then drops the seeds across the hills as he flies. He doesn't know it, but he's planting tomorrow's forest one bite at a time. Call it unintentional reforestation. And here's the twist. Unlike most loud birds, the Great Barbet isn't aggressive or territorial. He calls not to fight, but to connect, to keep his mate close, to check in with the hills, to make sure his voice doesn't disappear into the silence. So tell me, if your words could travel that far, would you use them to compete or to keep others close? Because in a world of echoes and storms, the Great Barbet doesn't sing to be heard. He sings to belong. What if I told you the Himalayas had its own artist? A bird so striking, It looks like it was hand-painted by the dawn itself. That's the Himalayan kutia, half mystery, half masterpiece. It's not easy to find. You don't stumble upon a kutia, you earn it. High in the mossy oak forests, where sunlight filters in golden green, it moves quietly through the branches. Then suddenly, a flash. Rust-red wings, slate-blue back, orange sides patterned with delicate black chevrons, like someone spilled color on the forest and called it a bird. The kutia isn't loud. It's graceful, curious, calm, a small flock drifting through the canopy like brush strokes across sky and leaf. They feed on insects, berries, and bark beetles, probing with delicate beaks, leaving behind the soft rustle of movement and that faint, sweet chirp that sounds almost like laughter. Fun fact number 1. Himalayan kutia comes from the Nepali word kutia, meaning pretty one. And trust me, the name fits. Victorian naturalists once thought it was mythical because no sketch could capture its shifting hues. Fun fact number 2, kutias live in tight family groups. They move together, rest together, and even feed each other mid-flight, a rare display of tenderness in the wild. When one calls, the others answer instantly, a symphony of loyalty in feathered form. But here's the twist. Despite all that beauty, they're disappearing fast. Deforestation and shrinking mountain forests have made sightings rare. To see one now feels like catching a glimpse of living art just before the gallery closes forever. So tell me, in a world that moves too fast to notice its own beauty, what happens when the colors go quiet? Because maybe the Himalayan kutia isn't just a bird, it's a reminder to look up before the masterpiece fades from the frame. Ever met a bird that looks like it's always ready for a black-tie dinner, even in the wild? That's the collared finchbill, the most dapper little gentleman gliding through Pakistan's Himalayan foothills. He's small, but impossible to miss. Olive green body, black head, and that perfect white collar circling his neck like he's wearing a tuxedo to breakfast. He perches on bamboo, tail flicking, singing his heart out with that confident, bubbly warble. Equal parts charm and confidence. If James Bond were a bird, this would be him. You'll find him where the mountains begin to soften, where pine gives way to orchards and mist rolls through the villages. He hops from fig trees to tea bushes, always curious, never in a hurry. His song is bright, short, and full of rhythm, a sound that carries through the valley like laughter after rain. Fun fact number 1. Finchbills get their name from their thick, finch-like beaks designed to crack tough fruit seeds and even chew on blossoms. Yes, this bird snacks on flowers, because even survival can have style. Fun fact number 2, they're social butterflies, or rather, social songbirds. They travel in pairs or small groups, calling to each other constantly, as if afraid the world might get too quiet without them. Some say their duet calls actually help pairs stay synchronized while feeding. That's teamwork, or the cutest kind of codependency. But here's the twist. For all their elegance, they're scrappy survivors. They thrive in human-altered landscapes, gardens, orchards, roadside trees. They adapt to noise, people, and chaos, and still find a way to sing. It's like they looked at modernization and said, "Fine, we'll make it fashion." So tell me, in a changing world, is it better to resist the noise or learn to sing above it? Because the collared finchbill has mastered both, grace and grit, melody and mess, all while looking effortlessly cool. Ever seen a bird that doesn't fly through the air? It flies underwater? Meet the brown dipper, the little aquatic acrobat of the mountain streams. It's dawn in the Himalayas. Snowmelt rushes down from the peaks, cold, wild, unstoppable. And there, on a slick rock in the middle of the torrent, a tiny brown bird bows once, twice, and dives straight in. No hesitation, no splashy drama, just a blur of feathers and bubbles. This bird doesn't fear the water, it belongs to it. With short wings built for power, not distance, and eyelids that act like goggles, the brown dipper hunts beneath the current, snatching insects and larvae clinging to stones. Then it pops back up, shakes off the river like a bad joke, and starts singing. Right there, in the spray, a voice so clear, it somehow rises over the roar of the stream. Fun fact number 1, the brown dipper can stay submerged for up to 30 seconds, walking along the riverbed using its wings as paddles. It's not just swimming, it's strolling underwater. Scientists still can't fully explain how it resists that current. Mountain magic, maybe. Fun fact number 2, its song doesn't echo like most birds. It's pitched specifically to cut through rushing water noise. Think of it as nature's built-in microphone filter. The Himalayas' first sound engineer. But here's what makes it special. The brown dipper doesn't migrate. When rivers freeze, it stays. When snow falls, it keeps diving. The same bird, the same song, echoing through seasons when almost everything else has fled. So tell me, would you dive into the cold for what you love? Because this tiny brown bird does it every single day, proving that sometimes courage isn't loud or flashy, it's just consistent. Ever walked through a mountain village at sunrise and heard a voice that made you stop mid-step? That's the Himalayan bulbul, the little rock star of Pakistan's northern valleys. You'll see it perched on a wire, white cheeks glowing against a smoky black crest, tail tipped in white, looking like it's permanently posing for an album cover. It doesn't hide, it performs. Every note it sings bounces off the hills like laughter on a cold morning. If the Himalayas had a soundtrack, this bird would have written the chorus. The bulbul isn't afraid of people. In fact, it kind of likes us. It flutters through orchards, hops on rooftops, and steals mulberries right out of fruit baskets. Farmers pretend to hate it, but let's be honest. Everyone smiles when they hear it sing. It's that kind of voice, bright, playful, like it knows the secret to staying happy is never taking life too seriously. Fun fact number 1, the Himalayan bulbul can mimic other birds, but it doesn't copy them exactly. It adds its own twist, a remix, if you will. Scientists call it call fusion. I call it musical confidence. Fun fact number 2, this bird's song actually changes with altitude. In low valleys, it's slower and softer. Higher up, it's fast and sharp, like it's adjusting its playlist to match the air pressure. But here's what's really special. The bulbul sings even in winter. When the forest goes silent and snow mutes the hills, it still finds a reason to hum. Because for this bird, music isn't decoration, it's survival. Singing means claiming space, keeping warm, keeping alive. So tell me, if you lost everything that made life comfortable, would you still find a song to sing? Because the Himalayan bulbul doesn't just survive the mountains, it celebrates them. Every sunrise, every note, a reminder that joy itself is an act of defiance. Ever seen something so small it looks fragile, until you realize it's outsmarted the entire forest? That's the black-throated tit, a ball of feathers, brains, and pure confidence. This little bird weighs less than a coin, but you'll never mistake it once you spot that black chin patch, that caramel brown back, and those big, curious eyes that seem to say, yeah, I know I'm adorable. What of it? In the high pine forest, they travel in buzzing flocks, darting between branches like streaks of motion, never still, never quiet. One moment they're upside down picking off insects, the next they're gone, a whisper of wings in the cold air. They move with the energy of caffeine and teamwork. Here's the fun part. They're not just fast, they're smart. These tits have complex social systems. They cooperate, share food, and take turns guarding. Basically, a feathery version of a perfectly functioning group chat. Fun fact number 1, they weave intricate hanging nests shaped like purses, made from moss, spider silk, and fur. It takes days of patience, and the finished nest can survive high winds and snow. Engineering degree, feather addition. Fun fact number 2, they're masters of mimicry. Not to copy other birds, but to confuse predators. If a hawk gets too close, the whole flock switches calls mid-flight. It sounds like chaos, but it's actually coordinated misdirection. By the time the hawk figures it out, they're gone. And here's the twist. They live in some of the harshest winters, but instead of migrating, they just huddle together in tight groups to share warmth. Dozens packed into one pine tree cavity, beating the cold with community. So tell me, in a freezing, competitive world, would you rather be big and alone, or tiny but unstoppable with your tribe? Because the black-throated tit may be small, but it proves that brains, teamwork, and a little bit of chaos can conquer any mountain. Ever walked through a Himalayan valley at night and felt watched? That's not your imagination. That's the Eurasian eagle owl. Two glowing orange eyes staring through the dark like twin embers, silent, patient, ancient. If the day belongs to eagles, the night belongs to this creature. Broad wings, massive talons, tufts like devilish horns that twist with every whisper of wind. It doesn't fly, it glides, a ghost sliding through moonlight without a sound. No wing beat, no echo, just presence. In the high cliffs of northern Pakistan, where moonlight spills over stone and silence hums, this owl perches on a ledge, listening, really listening. Every squeak, every breath of movement. Then without warning, gone. A blur through the dark, and by the time you look up, the hunt is over. Swift, precise, merciless. Fun fact number 1, Eurasian eagle owls have special feathers that silence their flight. Tiny fringes along the wing edges muffle turbulence, so even their prey can't hear death coming. They are the original stealth aircraft. Fun fact number 2, their eyes are fixed in their sockets. They can't roll them, so instead, they rotate their heads a full 270 degrees. Imagine turning your face almost backward just to look behind you. Creepy? Absolutely. Effective? Perfectly. But here's the twist. Beneath all that menace lies loyalty. These owls mate for life, often returning to the same nesting cliffs for decades. And when one calls across the valley, that deep, booming hoo-hoo, the sound rolls through the mountains like a heartbeat. Powerful, unforgettable. Some locals believe that if you hear an owl's cry at midnight, a storm or revelation is coming. And honestly, when that voice cuts through the darkness, you kind of believe it. So tell me, is the Eurasian eagle owl a predator or a prophet of the mountains? Because up here between shadow and snow, wisdom really does come with wings. So, after soaring through storms, diving through rivers, and singing with the clouds, what have we really seen up here? Not just birds. We've seen stories, 20 of them, written in feathers and wind. The hunters, the healers, the tricksters, the artists. Each one carved by the same brutal landscape. Each one finding its own way to call the mountains home. From the golden blaze of the Monal to the silence of the eagle owl. From the reckless laughter of the choughs to the gentle song of the bulbul in the valley mist. The Himalayas aren't empty. They're alive. Every wing beat, every cry, every flash of color against the snow is proof that life doesn't just adapt, it creates. These are not just birds of beauty, they are architects of ecosystems, carriers of seeds, keepers of balance in a world built on extremes. They live in a place where one wrong gust can mean the end, and still, they fly. And maybe that's the lesson. Strength doesn't always roar like an eagle. Sometimes it hums like a bulbul, or dances like a wall creeper, or just holds its ground like a snowcock on a ridge of ice. So tell me, after meeting the kings and queens of Pakistan's high peaks, which one stayed with you? The fierce? The funny? The fearless? Drop it in the comments, because the Himalayas don't just belong to those who climb them. They belong to those who listen. And as the light fades over the summits and the last snowcock calls across the ridges, remember this. Up here, in the thin air of the gods, every feather carries a story worth telling.